NAB has been recognised as an employer of choice for women now 7 years in a row. That's an outstanding achievement because the conditions and criteria have become far more stringent for this recognition. During the last couple of years at NAB, we've really been focused on flexibility, ensuring that there's fairness in our recruitment processes, that the way in which we seek candidates, interview candidates and select candidates reflects the diversity of our community and our employee base. We've made a couple of key changes in maternity leave, ensuring that people get recognition for long service while they're on maternity leave, that people when they return from maternity leave receive a review of their pay. And some of the areas that we've really made a difference are in things like domestic violence and recognising that we have a domestic violence policy and that things are going on in people's lives and that they're things that we at work are willing to be supportive of. But there's so much more that we need to do. There's room for improvement, and particularly in an industry like financial services that has been traditionally male-dominated, we need to do a lot more to ensure that we offer a truly inclusive place to work.
At Guide Dogs, unlike every other industry I've worked in, we have about 70% of our workforce that are women. So we're at the other end of the equation where I'm sort of looking to say, how do we sort of get a bit more of a balance at the male end of the equation? But one of the things that I'm very conscious of is the need to be very flexible in terms of our work practices.
If you take political sensitivity and kind of making clever choices as part of that, honestly, I think we all think if we do a good job, someone will notice and you'll get promoted. But in fact, you can be terribly clever about how you allocate your time. So FaceTime, being in certain meetings, not being in other meetings, using your flexibility in a very clever way to acknowledge your organisation's way of doing things and to be there for the right things is a very important way to be flexible.
It's important that the flexibility is not just for mothers of young children. So I'm delighted that one of my colleagues from the executive team at NAB has just moved to working 3 days a week as he transitions to retirement. He's a highly esteemed banker and he's been quite open that he is using the extra 2 days a week to spend more time with his grandchildren. Gender equality is a priority for NAB because it's really important that as a large corporation, and particularly a bank, that we can be a role model for other organisations. It's also important that our workforce is reflective of the communities that we live in and the customers that we serve.